Take 3. The most I've ever taken to actually do a video. I normally do it in 1 or 2 takes. So, today we're talking about my former petition to do a JLA Avengers 2, Marvel and DC's All Access, this book. Marvel versus DC. At the end, I might show you my pile for the week. Yeah. I can't stress this enough. These 2 stories feel like they're demanding a 3rd act. I don't think these books could be done today. I don't. Because of what goes on with Marvel and DC, it's just too corporate. That is one of the things that my petition got me involved in looking at. I became interested in conglomerates and stuff like that. Yeah. And I used to watch, and occasionally still do, Paul Kangus's nightly business report. Just because you're illiterate doesn't mean you have to be stupid. Yeah, that's right. The more you know, you know? So, it wasn't too long after that that I discovered, as most people did, Marvel got bought out by Disney. And that is the main reason why I feel and Disney's grown god-awful big. They own Fox now. Or will, as soon as the merger goes through. That's why I think these 2 books could never be done today, but demand a 3rd act. Because it definitely leaves you asking the question when the next one's gonna be. Pardon me. Yeah. And if you don't ask that question, well, then I guess this really wasn't your cup of tea. But the reason we won't see Access again without it being a big deal is he was the first character that was owned by both Marvel and DC. Yeah, he's owned by both companies. This dude, the dude right here, looks all angry and pissed off. He's really not angry and pissed off at all. But he's Access, and he's owned by all three. The first two of the big three. I almost said all three. Yeah, no. Yeah. Because there's Marvel, DC, and Image, and Image isn't involved in this at all. Which, today, who knows? They could be. They did Batman v Spawn. That was super cool. Yeah. In the previous takes, I mentioned how if they did one today, they could bring up that Tim Drake really hasn't changed much. Whereas Marvel's Jubilee, she's become a mother. And, you know, her life has moved on. But his life has stayed the same. Yeah. It would be an interesting dynamic, I think. At least. I like the ending. I love that we got Bishop. Bishop's one of my favorite Marvel characters. Yeah. But like I said, I can't stress this enough. It bears repeating. It needs another one. It needs a third one. I also asked in the previous takes to find if anyone's watching at DC and Marvel. I'd like to know what happened to the story I sent you. But that's neither here nor there. I'm still writing. I'm still attempting to be educated. You know. That hasn't been. It hasn't slowed me down, you know. But just something I would like to know. This week's book on this month's book on Audible is The Once and Future King. I'm doing it for my story. I would like to use a few public domain characters. And being that I found out from the Today I Found Out channel, check them out, by the way, that 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 things are going to be turned into public domain. There you go. I've started with King Arthur because I know he was made before. He's public domain, you know. It it's really interesting. that's neither here nor there. It doesn't connect to either of the books. But in my story, the story I am writing, to be fair, dictating to another person, which, yeah, I know, doesn't, sounds easy, but isn't. I am currently trying to use some public domain characters, like King Arthur. Yeah, that's, but that's a video for another time. What actually became of my, I mean, I still use the characters I made up for my version of the DC Marvel, another DC Marvel crossover known as JLA Avengers 2. Yeah, I thought you needed to do that because I was unaware of this guy. I was unaware of Access. I don't think a lot of people are aware because I don't think a lot of people finish the story. I still remember that my first book, my first comic book, was the amalgam, was in the Amalgam series. It was Spider-Boy 2099, and it took me years later, right now, to actually go back and reread the rest of the story. So it's fascinating how life, you don't always pick up on the story right away. Sometimes you get chances to go back. Not saying going back's a good thing, but occasionally, not saying you should spend your whole life back there. Just a little philosophy. Brought to you by Bob. Yeah. This, number 3, was my favorite. Yes. It is everything as advertised. You get to see Doctor Strange and Batman. Yeah. It was awesome. So, this was just good. This, like I said, was just the first act. If you don't, yeah, so keep that in mind. You get all kinds of crazy stuff from the Amalgam universe, though. You get Logan Wayne, Darkclaw. Everybody loves Darkclaw for some reason, but I don't. I'm more a Spider-Boy fan. Yeah. So, who do you like? Like, comment, tell me. Tell me, like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. We can talk about it in that little white corner they call the towel section. We can talk about my beard or my facial hair. What you think of that? Should I keep it? Let me know. Do you like gargoyles? I know I have been meaning to make a gargoyles video for quite some time. Occasionally I do stuff off the TV when I'm not feeling like, and just doing like an MST3K thing. Yeah. I know I was talking to some other people here on YouTube. Real nice couple at Haunted Travels, I think it is. They hadn't seen gargoyles. And you know, if I have to be the one to show it to you, I will. I'm willing to make that sacrifice just for you. Watching one of my favorite cartoons. What a horrible torture! One of the best Disney things ever brought out of the 90s. Yeah, what a horrible torture. Again, if you hear snoring in the background, it's the dog. She's sleeping on the couch right next to me. Yeah. I wanted to do a review of Spider-Man, or my thoughts on Spider-Man while I play Spider-Man, but I don't have the game yet. I may not have it till October 25th, my birthday. Who knows? I may have it before then. Yeah. I hope I do. But, you know, either way, lots of big plans for the channel. I mean, I'm kind of bummed out that I can't use that first take, but if you know any way I can edit down my videos, I'd appreciate that too, in the white box, the towel section, that part of the video. We can talk about that. Anyway, let me know. And for the next video, Batman. The second part of Action Comics. Injustice 2. Both parts with Booster Gold. One of my favorite superheroes. And The Flash. And like I said, I got a decent pile for this week. Went to the comic book store today. It was, yeah. Yeah. I know. We can also talk about, we'll also talk about the Swamp Thing series. I have a lot of ideas about what I'd like to talk about with you guys this week. But Yeah. Any of these topics interest you? Let me know. Subscribe to my friends, Bucky, Cryptic Cowboy, Games and Greens. Tell them Bob sent you. And tell them till then, till the next video. Bob out.